done more of a dark comedic tone. I'm just curious how the decision was made to like flip that tone at the very end.
Yeah, I mean, we shot about kind of a dozen different endings to that, and we kind of, what we wanted to do is we wanted to sort of, we wanted to show him kind of that he'd actually made the choice to go himself, you know, there was a conscious choice, and we wanted to have him quite kind of defiant in a way, you know, that this is what I'm doing, you know, I know I'm an arsehole, I know I'm fucked up, I'm just going to fuck up more people, and I can't make myself better, so I'm going to go. So we wanted to make it almost kind of that kind of cocky defiance on his part, that we kind of in a way, the way he starts off is very much like that, and he's kind of knocked down, and he falls on his own sword really, nobody else takes him down, and just kind of, he kind of gets knocked down, but we wanted to kind of to reprise it so that he kind of resurrected again almost just before he went.
Anyone else? Okay. I saw someone right here. Hey, right there.
Like out of all the characters you've written, and we can see them on screen, how do you shake it off after you've written those kind of characters? Like.
I think the thing about it is you're always going on to the next project, so you don't really have any chance to dwell. You know, I mean, I'm kind of it's like now I've got the book that I've been promoting for the last couple of months, kind of all over the place really. It actually doesn't come out in America until February because I changed my publisher. But I've actually finished another one and won another one again. So you move on very quickly, you know. And it's like it's such a great feeling when you finish a book because you don't have to think about it again. You know, it's just gone. Yeah.
When will your first book about roving hooligans walking up and down South Park come out? Exactly. Well, that's an interesting thing though, because no matter where you live, you're still writing about Edinburgh. You're still very much writing about it. Your setting, your actual geographical setting, doesn't seem to make a difference when it comes to that. You always return to Scotland.
Yeah, I mean, the last book was the book that's coming out here in February is set in America. It's set in Miami with American characters. But I'm back for the next one that's going to come out. I think it'll probably be here, probably maybe towards the end of next year. That's set back in Scotland again.
I thought I saw
back here.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I wanted to know the difference between your creative process for writing the novels and your creative process for the screenplays. How you negotiate working with other screenwriters as far as the treatments. Any differences between the novels and the screenplays?
I think you have to. The mindset's different there. It's very different, I think. I mean, I think you kind of when I write a novel, I know that nobody's going to see it other than my editor, basically. And you know, it's like they might ask me to do a little bit of work on it, or a lot of work, or no work at all, depending on the sort of how it kind of reads and how it shapes up. So basically, you get on with it, you do it with the novel. With the screenplay, you've got to be aware at the very start that you're not kind of making the finished article, you're making the foundations for somebody else to build other stuff on top. So it's a collaborative thing, and you're going to have a lot of red pens through it. But I mean, it's still storytelling. Screenplay, I kind of find is a lot more about. It's a lot more about kind of structure. It's a lot more about kind of making making things in a way quite kind of obvious. It's very sort of, you're also thinking in terms of images, rather than in terms of text. So it's a kind of slightly different kind of mental process. So I think the most important thing is to realise it's a collaborative thing, and that there are so many. I mean, there's so many. I mean, I've been working on a TV series for about a year now, and we've got about 18 producers on that. You saw the number of so you saw the number of producer credits on this movie. It went on and on for, I think it was half the movie was taken up with producer credits. it's, you know, and it's the same with anything you do. There's going to be a lot of input from a lot of people, and you have to manage these relationships. I think that's one of the things that's very important, is to recognise that it is a collaborative thing, but also to manage the relationships, and you do that alongside the writing of it.
Right here. Right in the middle.
Should I stand? I don't know. Thanks for letting us watch your movie, first of all. So I guess my question is, the movie that we just watched has a lot of exposés and asks a lot of questions about really dark stuff like alcoholism, drug abuse, mental illness, you know, womenizing, I mean, just about everything. So I guess my question is, what doesn't make it and why? Like, what ends up on the floor in the trash and I'm like, I can't do that?
I think with that movie, I mean, there's a couple of scenes that didn't kind of make it, but it wasn't for any form of censorship. I mean, there's one scene where he sets up the dog to have sex with the prostitute, and then the dog rapes him, which wasn't cut out, but was cut out because of just because of pace, basically. And there's
Only a
scene.
DVD extra, right?
Yes, it is actually a DVD extra. And they cut out my scene. I actually had a cameo in it. I was a journalist, kind of, when the guy, when Bruce Robertson tries to resuscitate the guy. I was the kind of journalist that was on hand, so my scene got cut out of it, which is in the DVD extras. And there's you know, it's basically, by the time you shot everything, it's basically cuts for pace. I mean, it's funny, I've just handed in a screenplay for this Spring Breakers, the Second Coming movie that we're doing, and it's, you know, there's one scene there that I know is going to be cut out from the start. You know what I mean? It's like if it's not going to be cut out through going through the process with the producers, it'll be cut out by the censors when the thing actually gets kind of shot. But you know, but you got to have these things in sometimes as well, just to give you a kind of marker where you should be going.
I don't want to let that slide. Wait, you actually wrote, there's a screenplay you was commissioned for a sequel to Spring Breakers, or just like Spring Breakers?
Yeah, no, it's a sequel. It's the same producers, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I know, no. I didn't know you were writing the screenplay. I was sort of aware. Okay, anyway. Next question.
I was just wondering why you made whoever the director or the screenwriter made the murder of the Japanese person instead of the African American person that Robertson actually murdered, and then
Yeah, it would be African British.
Also, I just thought that at the end of the book it was really awesome that Toll knew the whole time and kind of was covering for him the whole time, and you know had one over on him pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, John kind of did. He did a lot of really great things with the screenplay, and he had to, you know, he had to get something that was kind of sort of moving along. The reason it was they changed it to a Japanese student rather than a black British student was because, or an African student, I think it was in the book, was because Zach, who was the actor, was very, very good. That we wanted to use him in the. He's kind of an Edinburgh-based Japanese actor, and there's not a lot of demand for Edinburgh-based Japanese actors. But we knew him and we wanted to use him, so we basically kind of we rewrote that for Zach, basically. Yeah, I mean, it was like, I think, I can't even remember the book, it's so long ago. Yeah, well, I'll take your word for it, if you've probably read it more recently than I have. I mean, this is another weird thing about books, and it's really embarrassing, and I get embarrassed about this all the time, is that when you write a book, you completely forget about it. You know, unless you're adapting it, and John adapted this one. I don't really like adapting novels that I've already written for screen because I kind of feel that it's always better with a fresh eye. once you've seen something as a novel, it's very hard not to see, not to keep seeing it in that way. So I prefer to do an original screenplay.
I have this weird feeling of like a notebook with 10 pages of single space. Why this? Why did this change? Are we good? Okay, no, there's a big crowd ready to come in. Irvine, thank you so much for